Unboxing the Essentials ScrawlrCombo Kit. This kit combines the best of essential supplies from previous ScrawlrBoxes. In the box you'll find supply menu and prompt, 3 ScrawlrBoxes, and a blank white sketchbook. Let's take a closer look. Create something using each individual box or take on the new combo challenge, combining all the supplies from this kit. Scroll away to your heart's content with this blank sketchbook. It's made by Whites and it's perfectly white so you can draw inside and out. It's 195mm squared and it comes with 190 pages of 140 GSM all media cartridge paper. So let's get into those ScrawlrBoxes. First up we have the number 85 ScrawlrBox. The featured artist was Terrific and the paper included in this box was from Frisk and it was a cartridge paper, perfect for all of those scrawlings and those Faber-Castell Pitt pens. Next up is the number 90 ScrawlrBox and the featured artist for this was Carrie Lemon. And this came complete with the Canson Mixed Media Sketchpad. A lovely textured paper, perfect for those Daler Rowley System 3 fluid acrylics. The third and final box featured in this kit is the number 82 ScrawlrBox. The featured artist was Sophie Peshiva, and once again our favourite Frisk featured in this with the ScrawlrBanks Sketchbook, the perfect paper for graphite and pastel mediums. You can watch more detailed unboxings on each of these on our YouTube channel. Let's have a play with those supplies. I'll be using my trusty jam jar for water and as a mini palette. First up, let's sketch out the design, and this mechanical pencil is the perfect pencil to do first initial sketches. It comes in a HB, so it's not too hard and it's not too soft, and very easily erasable. Erasing any unwanted dark lines, just in case they decide to show through. Now onto some colour, and I'm going to use this luscious green for my background colour. As these pens are dual-ended, I can use the brush nib to create some really nice texture and fill in large areas. A win-win if you ask me. I'm not aiming for a smooth laydown of colour, I want that texture in there, so I'm switching up the way I hold the pen so I get those little scribbly marks in there. We'll let that dry, and while we do that, we'll mix up a new colour. Means it's time for the acrylics, and I'm going to make a nice pale lemon yellow. I've tried saying that sentence a million times and that's the best we're going to get today. Anyway, this angled brush is great for getting that acrylic on. Because of its shape, it means you can sweep round edges and get into little corners with ease. I'm laying the acrylic on nice and thick so we really get the benefit of all the texture acrylic has to offer. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow in for those lemons. As you can see, this acrylic is super thick and the sketchbook is taking it really well. Adding texture as I go just by sweeping the brush and what's left of the acrylic over those lemons. Time to mix the darker greens, I'll add in some blue and I'll keep the white in there for the opacity. The great thing about these acrylics is they come with a little nib, so you can use these directly onto the page. I've done that here to get the full opacity of that white. Once I've laid the paint down, I've used the paintbrush just to shape it in the way that I want it. The great thing about a brush nib is the versatility of the lines you can create. Twist it round to get all sorts of different shapes and marks. Just fixing up the edges here before moving on to the next layer. As always, let each layer dry. Time for a pop of zesty orange, and this time I'm going to use the other side of the pen, which is more of a fine liner. These Pitt pens are slightly translucent, so you can see when they layer over that green, I get a natural outline. Time for some more detail on those lemons, where I've added more yellow, and this time straight from the tube so I get a purer colour. Remember to get the lids on the tube to prevent the paint from drying out.
A tea break while that dries. And you can tell acrylic is dry because it's no longer glossy. Time to make some marks and do some outlining, and we're going to use that Lyra paint pen. The nib might seem really thick, but it really does depend on how much pressure you apply to the page. If you go gently, you can create some really delicate lines even with the thickest nibs. By breaking up your lines, you create a little bit more visual interest. Of course, if you want those bold lines, then press firmly and smoothly across the page.
I've scribbled out that black to use it more like a traditional paint, but instead of using a paintbrush, I'm going to use this pastel pencil. That way when I draw the lines down, I still get this pencil-y textural effect. And for the same effect but thinner, I thought I'd use the mechanical pencil, something new to me. I love the way it creates a really thin, scribbly texture. Adding in some marks because it makes me happy. All these supplies are starting to layer up really nicely, forming lots and lots of texture.
Mini moment with myself for finding a new technique, and I'll reward myself with another cup of tea.
Now I'm going to go back in with that yellow acrylic, using it straight from the tube so I can draw with it like a pen. The paint stays raised even when it's dry, so you can add in lots of 3D visual interest.
That texture is so satisfying. Using some different colours now, just to add in those final flourishes and marks, just to give it a little bit more character and bring it to life. We say this a lot, but we mean it. There's no wrong or right way to make art. It's all about having fun, especially when you're making it for yourself. Learn some new techniques and have fun with your new supplies. So that's just a few ways these supplies all work in combination. We have a few different versions of these combo boxes available. I'll put the link below just in case you fancy trying one. Until next time, scrawlers, keep scrolling!